All right, as I said, the whole concrete slabs are all finished, but this is where our septic tank inlet part is. So instead of making it one big, huge piece of concrete, what I'm gonna do is make big concrete, but I'm splitting it. I'm improvising here. I'm using these pieces of plastic to separate it. But if you look closely here, you can see the ropes. So I'm gonna bury them. And I did it on all four. Instead of having one big, I'm gonna have two slabs. So I did the same here, as you can see, all four. And now we're just gonna fill it in. And that's how we're gonna do this. And obviously, you gotta smooth it all out. A little straight. All right, folks, so now we smoothed it out. As I said, you have your rope still up. And I still got my slope in here. I put my little plastics here to keep, so when it dries, I can pull this up and it separates. Like I said, the whole reason I did it this way, opposed to having one big thing of concrete to put up, that way I have one half makes it lighter, makes the job easier. And that's the whole purpose of that. Man, this, I get a good, so it's that simple. And I'm gonna show you the finished product when it dries. And that's it. Peace. All right, what's up, family? As you can see, the concrete slab patio slab is completely finished. But as I said in the previous video, I was going to make a concrete box equivalent to make a nice transition in case you ever have to have access to your septic tank. And that's what I did here. So now let me just show you. Now I'm going to modify these because I don't like how the strings are sticking up. You know, someone could possibly trip on this, and it gives like a not so pleasant look. We want to modify it to where the ropes go down nice and flush into the ground, and whenever you have to, you can pull them up. That's how you should have it. But let me just show you what it looks like now. Let's go with this one here. They are heavy. See, another thing I want to put emphasis on, the whole reason of me splitting it in half, making two, opposed to one big heavy, because if this was one big thing of concrete, just imagine it would be that heavy lifting this doggone thing up. So I split it to distribute the weight, and it's not as heavy. Although it's still 4-inch thick concrete, trust me, it's still heavy. But here we go. Ready? There we go. Watch the legs. This is one. Here's the second one. Oh, watch your feet. If you do like She almost fell. She's been drinking last night.
Yo, those are heavy.
They're heavy, right? Is that somebody, especially a woman, that'd be too heavy to lift. You would need help, right? So what I would advise someone to do, if you want that to be a little lighter than what it actually is, instead of 4-inch, you can actually do 2-inch. It actually tells you that on the bag, that you could do 2-inch or more. Because if you're trying to go real thin 1-inch, think about it. You're putting outside furniture on it, you're sitting on it. You know, if you got kids or company, you're jumping. 1-inch gonna crack. So you at least want to go 2-inch. But if you're going to go 2-inch, and to make this lighter than what it is now, so if you're gonna go 2-inch, what I would advise people to do, to fill the void, use foam spray underneath the concrete to fill the void of the additional concrete, making it that much heavier, and the void of the additional dirt that you have to put in there. And trust me, your slab will be extremely a lot lighter than what it actually is as 4-inch thick. But 2-inch thick, or maybe 2 or 3-inch thick of foam. You know what I'm saying? But as you see how it fits nice and well? Now I'm just showing you. Yeah, I could do this by myself, for example, but it is heavy. You know, like they always say in instructions, you should always have some help. I just want to show you one person can do it. However, it's best to get some help. The next one will be a lot lighter. You ready? Got some legs. A lot easier when you got help. There we go. See? And as I said, nice and strong. So to be honest, a 4-inch thick slab actually would be preferable. Why? Because see how I just stomped on it? It's less possible that it's gonna crack. You know, I didn't put no metal mesh or rebar in there, but it's just a small slab. You really don't need it. You can put it. But anything you like to add?
Oh yes, very important. He speaks about you know, safety within so somebody can trip.
Yeah.
But also when you do this kind of job, you always want some extra help, somebody to help you out.
Yeah.
You don't want to be Superman and try to lift it up yourself. Depends on also how you have it so thick.
Yes.
You want to be able, and you also want to use gloves for men and women, especially women that we're known to have fragile hands. But making sure that you use it and you're able to lift it, it gives you more grip.
See, speaking of safety, I can see
And
you scraped your knee a little bit on it. See, when she was carrying, she probably hit that little bit of scrape. See how much damage? Now you're gonna have a bruise there.
Exactly. And then on top of that, your precision, how you able to bend down. Sometimes when you have a bad position, you hurt your back. Yeah. So it's very important to have a tool, a person to help you out.
And I like that you said that. People can hurt their back the way they bend. Because I remember when way back in the days when I got a job at the post office, they showed how a person bent over and picked up a pencil and pulled their back out. Now, of course, people would say, a pencil don't weigh no weight. It wasn't about the weight of the pencil, which has no weight. It was the way the person bent. So imagine bending the incorrect way and you lifting up something heavy like this. So remember, bend at the knees, keep it straight back. Spinal cord when you're lifting heavy stuff like this.
Safety first.
Yeah. And now we're going to be on to the modification of this. As I said, I'm going to make sure now that I put down the rope that it goes down in the concrete and it's no longer a trip hazard. Understand? On to the modification. So here's the modification what I was talking about. So I drilled these out. So this is how it's going to look. See, I drilled the hole in and then I made an indentation here. I'm going to gloss this up with something so it'll be nice and smooth. But this is how it'll look in the end. But I'm going to show you a finished look at that. So instead of it being sticking up constantly, this should be able to sit down in the groove like that. And see now it's my hand here. So now it's nice and flush. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you the end results. Now this part here, I'm just making a groove across. I'm just improvising. I wish I had the right tools to do it, but I'm using what I got. See? So now you see the rope will sit down in the groove. More neater, opposed to sitting up like that. It's trip hazard. All right, folks. All right, family. So as I said, the modification part, as I showed you just a slight little early in the video. See, now this is what we want, opposed to the way it used to be. Rope sticking up, making it a trip hazardous, making it dangerous. Be a think tank, know how to problem solve. So I decided to drill through, cut the pre-existing ropes out and put a new one, and then make a groove. So now, see, the rope is flush. Someone can easily walk through without tripping, as you can clearly see. People always love demonstrations. But whenever you have to use the rope, you can easily just pull them up. I put these little plastic PEX lines in there so the rope will go through, because obviously if the rope keep pulling up against concrete, you know, eventually you start wearing and tearing. So I put the little PEX tubing, the rope through the PEX tubing, and glued it to the concrete. So now if you ever need to use them, you just pull them up. When you don't want to use them, you put them down flush. And everything works just the same, nice and easy. Pull them up. Matter of fact, let's do this one. Ready?
Okay.
Oh, we're doing both. We're just gonna put them here to the side, nice and easy. All right? Right here, nice and easy. Now you see the part? This is what I'm talking about, folks. You might want to use foam underneath, because if you got to keep putting on your concrete, see, we just did it nice and gentle. But if you want to put on your concrete, if you have foam underneath it, it cushions your concrete without scraping. And as I said, now you go to the next one. Real simple, right to the side. See? That's what you want. Now let's put them back. Sorry, that's our little workout today.
But if you don't have foam on in it, just be very careful. Don't rush in anything. Just
Gotcha.
take your time.
Yep. Right back, nice and smooth. Right up against the corner. And tuck them back in. Ready for this one? Tuck them back in. Nice and neat. Nice and flush. And there we go. And it's that simple, as I said. Boom. No more trip hazards. Now, of course, we're going to paint this deck. The color that we painted is going to be the same color as the rope eventually, whatever color we decide, well, whatever color she decides to choose. But you see, that's better than the pre-existing one where it was a trip hazard. Now it's flush to the ground the way it's supposed to be. Be a think tank. Problem solved.
Right
Anything
on.
else?
Right on, brother. Great job, Bobby.
Cool.
Good job.
Now we both did it. Don't give me too much credit. We did it together. All right. Peace.